Kat, offensively, the percentages for you guys were out of this world, but even more than that, it just feels like you guys are going from one action to the next seamlessly. You guys know where each other is going to be. What's been like the development, and from your vantage point with this offense, to get to a point where you guys are all in sync and the shots are how they are and the ball movement is the way it is?
Oh, I just think we're doing a good job of executing what we want to do, and with better understanding of the new system and everything. You know, we just doing a great job of cutting and bringing energy to our cuts and putting ourselves in position that we could succeed at.
Hi, Kat. I asked Joel earlier, and he said he hopes the Sixers fans will not sell their tickets to the Knicks fans. But according to the TickPick, the data said there's already like 56% of the tickets for Game 3 were purchased by the people from New York and Jersey. What kind of message you want to share to the Knicks fans, and how do you think that can influence the game?
Like I said before, I think we got the best fans in the world, and they show so much love to us and give us such energy no matter where we play. So, you know, we just got to continue for us to do our job, you know, be the best version of ourselves when we step on that court, and so we could give our fans something to cheer for.
Karl over here. Last 4 games, you guys have outscored your opponents by 135 points total. That's the largest point differential in any 4-game span in NBA playoff history. What does that say about where you guys are right now, the ways in which that on both ends of the floor this team has come together?
We're playing well, but it doesn't mean anything if, you know, we can't find a way to get 3 more wins. So we just got to stick to the task at hand. You know, what you said is the last 4 games. The key word is last. It doesn't have anything to do with the next 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, we got to stay locked in and be disciplined and execute at a high level.
I mean, what do you? I know you're only looking forward, but what do you think has changed from, I guess, the middle of that Atlanta series to those last 4 games with that historic differential?
We just done a better job as a team executing, and you know, obviously we changed a little bit things up, and it's been very good for us.
Yeah, you had 6 assists tonight, only 20 minutes. I mean, obviously you had the 2 triple-doubles in the Atlanta series. What are you finding enjoyable about the way you're being used now and the way that you've been facilitating things?
I just love that I get to get my teammates involved, and I give it to the chance to quarterback the offense and give them, you know, put them in positions I feel they could succeed, and they've obliged. Like I said before, you know, they're trusting me more with the ball right now, and I just want to continue to repay their trust with the right plays and making the right decisions.
Kat, last couple of games has been you guys winning about 16, 29, 51, and now 39. Just in terms of the trajectory of the season, do you feel like you guys have kind of saved your best basketball for now?
I would hope so. That's the hope. You know, you hope that at this time you're the best version of ourselves, and you know, for all the guys who've been covering us all year, I've always talked about that, getting better 1% every single day, and at the end we need to be proud and happy of the result we bring in the playoffs. And I think right now we're you know, seeing a culmination of the trials and tribulations we went through in the season to be at this point.
Karl, congrats on the win. I wanted to ask you about just your collaboration with OG Anunoby. You guys had a long talk in the third, and was wondering how important it is to have teammates, especially we talk about with Jaylen too, that you can work things out with. And like you say, it's just a small percentage that we see, but to see those wrinkles kind of get ironed out in real time is fascinating. I was wondering what it's like to be part of those conversations and what it's like working with OG like that.
I mean, it's special. I think anyone who knows I'm very close with OG. I love OG, but I love all of our guys, you know. And for us to be executing at this level speaks to the unity our team has right now, and the sacrifice being made by all of us for the greater good of the team. And you see it even in a game like the certain games in Atlanta. It was just a total team effort, and I think tonight as well was a total team effort. Everyone came to execute our game plan, and I thought we did a great job of doing our best to execute it.
The last series that what you guys achieved was just first round, but now it's 4 games in a row, some record-setting numbers. Just kind of, do you feel you guys are hitting a peak right here?
I hope not.
Hi, Jaylen. This is Simone Wu from A Sports Connect Hong Kong. Congrats on the win tonight. So Mikal went from a rather cold stretch to super effective for these 2 games. How important is it to get Mikal going, and how how would you like to help as a teammate to extend the momentum for him?
Yeah, it's very important. He's a huge factor for us, and he's been playing great. And there's obviously there's times throughout the season for every player when there's ups and downs, but he stays mentally strong. He stays mentally focused. Comes into work, does his routine, and all that stuff. And so, as long as you keep chipping away, things are going to fall in your favor.
Jaylen, from the middle of the last series with the back-to-back losses, then just the last four, setting record after record and accolade after accolade, I guess, what changed from then to this stretch?
I just feel like our focus has been better. Our attention to detail has been better, and I think those two are very important for us, and we got to continue to do so. And yes, it's turned into obviously big wins, but those attention to detail things are going to help us in the close ones as well. And we got to continue to stay focused.
Jaylen, the pick and roll when you got Embiid involved was obviously a weapon. I'm sure you, just based on what happened 2 years ago, thought that might happen again. But what did you see there? And were you surprised at how easy your looks were? How easy you were able to get to your spots?
I think most importantly the ball was going in, and I got a rhythm, and my teammates did a good job of setting screens and getting me open, and yeah, really. I think regardless of what they do, I think it's important for us to do what we do at a high rate, at a high level. And so, when I say focusing on the attention to detail stuff, that's both offensively and defensively as well.
Jaylen, in the postseason, OG is shooting, I think, 60% from three. Last 3 games, he's 23 of 30. Is this the best you've seen him play from an offensive standpoint?
Probably, yeah. Yeah.
What stands out about what he's doing right now, offensively, besides just making shots?
I think the way he's been able to create space, the way he's been attacking and doing those things have been a key factor for him. And obviously, he's knocking down shot after shot, but he's just playing real aggressive, playing really, really downhill, and he's creating havoc, and he's making good decisions.
Jaylen, there are a number of possessions today where you guys are trying to get a target defender in the pick and roll, and they're pre-switching off of it, and you guys are sending up one screener, pulling them back, sending back another screener, and it's this very seamless process, it seems, on the backside for you guys off the ball. How did you guys get to that point as a team to where you went from that not being a jumbled process and it being so kind of smooth and seamless to still be able to get into the action you want even in those scenarios?
Practice and trial and error. It's something you have to practice, and something you have to get down, and something that it's a read. It's a feel thing, and it's kind of being locked into where you see it and you understand what's about to happen next. And so we've had to practice it a lot, and I think once we get into the right positions, I think we know how to read each other.
Hi, Jaylen. Congrats for the win today. I asked Joel earlier, and he said he hopes the Sixers fans will not sell their tickets to the Knicks fans because 2 years ago the Sixers arena was like a small MSG, but according to the TickPick's data, about 56% of the tickets were purchased by the people from New York and Jersey. What kind of message you want to share to them, and how do you think that could affect the games for Game 3 and Game 4 and the away games?
One thing I know about Philly fans is that they're very passionate. One thing I know about Knicks fans, that they're very passionate as well. And so I think the real fans from both teams are going to show up and support. So,
Jaylen, what did you see that worked against Maxey today, and do you think that'll be replicable for the remainder of the series?
Honestly, you got to take this game with a grain of salt and just kind of move forward. And I don't think we're going to see that team that we saw in Game 1 and Game 2. They're going to be ready to go.
Jaylen,
not to get you to speak on Philadelphia, but the sweat equity you and your four best players have over them, like you've played twice as many minutes together this season. What is your observation of your sweat equity with you guys this year and how you've gotten to this point? Because it didn't always look this smooth.
That's why you play a season. That's why you go through the ups and downs of the season. That's why you go through adversity. You know, you find things to make you the best team as possible by the end of the year, and you continue to work. And even when you're at this point, you continue to find ways to get better and improve. There's never a time when you look back and you say, all right, we're good now. We don't have to continue to work or to continue to get better. It's not the case at all. You continue to fight, you continue to improve. You find ways, whether it's mental or physical, to get better.